Electromagnetic turbines are on the verge of never being a production bottleneck again, or at least not in this series. Check this out. Hello Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series. We have all three of the main resources that we will need in order to support the production of electromagnetic turbines. So electromagnetic turbines require electric motors here and magnetic coils here, both of which require multiple iron, copper, and magnet-based resources. So let's just start with the most basic, which is the gears. And we'll place them right here. Same thing, we're going to just do one, starting it right away. Now, one interesting item here. Let me think about this. Yeah, we're gonna move this once again. I want the gear output line to be there for reasons that you'll see very shortly. So the copper is actually going to come right down here. Let's go ahead and mix that up yet again. We still want copper going sideways like so. And now we're going to have these coming in there, and you'll be producing gears. Oh, are you too close? What are you talking about? Yeah, you are too close. Need foundation support. Of course you do. There's your foundation support. I got you. All right, so a little bit more on these belts looks like is in order. We might need to do a belt blueprint so that we can build these quickly. I think I will, as a matter of fact, because I want these going around like most of the planet. I think I need one more of these. Yes. Yep, that's 10. Perfect. So looks like a satellite substation in the right spot will power literally all of them. And we just need to have you connected elsewhere. Perfect. All right, so those are now producing a little bit at a time, and we can expand that as needed. So now we have those ready. Electric motors will also require magnetic coils, oddly enough, and magnetic coils are likewise a component in electromagnetic turbines. So magnetic coils will pull from the magnet line and the copper line. So the most sensible place to have them is actually down here. No. Let's keep doing the same thing. Just one. Just one. Now let's see. I'm actually thinking I might want to swap the place of some of these lines, but I don't want to overthink either. Yeah, let's keep it as it is for now. So magnetic coils, they're going to pull from the copper line, and you're going to pull from the magnet line. And then you'll have an output here. Research is still moving slowly. I haven't actually seen it turn red in a while, and what that indicates to me is that antimatter is now flowing much more freely on Alpha Andromeda 2. Which is lovely to see. Okay, we almost are going to have this entire thing powered. Oh, it is powered. Nice. So this, wow, how is that powered? That just feels like it shouldn't be powered, and yet it is. Okay, so now we have those on a line. And we just need electric motors being produced. So for electric motors, that's iron, gears, and those resources there that we just started producing. So at this point, hang on. Probably the sensible thing to do is to set up some splitters. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to extend these lines a little farther, just so that I can truly have a massive extension of these lines at a point that I kind of... Yeah, we're totally going to blueprint this right now. It's going to happen. Not going to be a big blueprint, but it's going to be a blueprint. Just say 4 equator lines. And the icon will be conveyor belts. Save blueprint. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, there's a bit of a deposit there, so we'll have to deal with that. Alright, I'm very happy about that, though. I'm honestly... Alright, I am going to hide that deposit. I am. Sorry. Sorry, don't need you. Because I would rather just have these lines moving smoothly across the planet's surface with a tiny little coal deposit not obstructing them. Coal is always very scarce on lava planets. You wouldn't think that because fire, but when you understand where coal comes from, and you understand what a lava world is, it makes a little bit more sense. Just not really possible. Plant matter is the answer, by the way. Compressed, ancient plant matter, coal and oil. And lava planets are protoplanets. They're still forming, so you don't really have plants on protoplanets. It's not a thing. All right, so with that, we can build electric motors. And like I said, I'm going to use some splitters to do it. So we're going to come all the way down here. We need, in order to make electric motors, we need iron and gears, as I said a moment ago. So let's go ahead and place some splitters like so. I want to have the base lines just continuing through, but then we'll have some secondary lines here. And then you'll come down. And then you'll come down. Beautiful. And then you'll just come through. How about that? All right, and now with those being side by side, let's just space this out a little bit. This is going to be glorious. Let's see, where do we have those producers? Yeah, so I want to be able to have those continuously expanding as needed. So let's just set up first assembler for these here. Again, these are going to build electric motors. Just going to take these 3 components. And I do want to go ahead and build their copies. Just kidding. We don't have quite the belts yet. But, oh no, that's actually not, I'm not going to use the blueprint there. That's a different line. I got excited. I thought I had another chance to use the blueprint, but I didn't. Alright, let's just build 9. Oh, you know what I haven't done yet is the outputs. That's fine. I will do it manually. Okay, just another upgrade to our construction drone speed there. Just finished. Beautiful. And with that... Oh, this game is great. All right, so... let's just get these connected all the way back around. Won't take too long. I will need to check on the power situation in a moment. Perfect. All right, there we go. Look how fast that construction drone is flying. Holy crap. It's beautiful. They're normally so slow. Now they're really starting to zip around. And yes, the upgrades can continue even beyond this point. All right, so now we have some motors being produced quite rapidly, so much so that this... oh, just kidding. We do have one little holdout, of course. Let's just build one at a time for a moment. Okay, so we've got some Tesla towers building, and that Tesla tower will be able to power that. All right, we're good to go. So now, the moment of truth. Best way to do this, again, I want this to be an expandable setup. So I've used, of course I have, I've used most of my belts. So I might need to go back and get more belts. But it's fine. It's totally fine. Alternatively, I could just use another splitter, which is totally doable. I don't like that idea, though. I'd rather have more belts. I'd rather actually do this properly. So that's what we're going to do. Let me go back to Alpha Andromeda and get some belts. It won't take long at all. And then we'll pop right back here and finish that. And then we'll have a massive amount of those importing. We might not even be hurting that much for those anymore after some of the maintenance that we did on Alpha Andromeda 4 in recent episodes, but I want there to be a beautiful buffer of those, because that has been similar to processors. It's been a bottleneck resource for most of the series. And if we can address that now, I think we'll be in better shape. This will also give us an opportunity to look at the status of other key resources here. Like, I'm seeing that we have, for example, we have no energetic graphite in the buffer tower there, and no energetic graphite here, and very little here. So we might actually be starting to experience a shortage of energetic graphite. And it looks like part of the reason for that is that fuel is... wait, fuel is finally... oh my god, when did this happen? Okay, hang on, this is easily addressed. Apparently we need to start burning more fuel, because fuel is backed up. I don't know. I'm genuinely flabbergasted. I don't know how that happened. But if we start burning more of that, that hasn't been an issue in an age, but it is now an issue. Oh, we actually don't have any more. Really? We finally built enough of those. I guess that's fair. I have built a bunch of them in the past couple of episodes. Yeah, let's just do 3 more. Sure. So the belts are not being brought just yet, but we will be able to get those in just a moment. They better not be backed up with anything. They might be. You never know. All right, so these are almost done. I think the magnets produce... no, just one at a time. But magnetic rings produce... or magnetic coils produce twice. At twice the speed. So these will be 2 at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And... Done. So now we'll just build those there. And hopefully that'll help a little bit with that shortage, because that was a surprise. I don't think I even have fuel storage set up anywhere anymore. Yeah, there's still... Okay, yeah, we need to address that. I think what I'll do is I'll come over here. Trying to see the most sensible place to do it. Probably just need to build an island here. Let's take care of that. Well, I'm glad we came back for a quick checkup then. Unexpected, but necessary. Alright, so fuel should no longer be a problem. At least not for the foreseeable future. And that should also crank up power on the local planet. I mean, we're totally fine on the local planet. We have over 1 gigawatt being produced. But that absolutely would have been holding things up elsewhere. And now that that's no longer a thing, we should be seeing better production of other key resources. It does seem like the hydrogen tower here is... How you doing? Are you filling up or are you emptying out? I do have some hydrogen on me. Let's go ahead and pour that in. Okay, we are here for belts. Belts that are now being brought to me. Excellent. So let's go ahead and pop some things in storage just to make sure we have room for said belts as they arrive. Here they come. Where did that copper come from? Is it just... Did that just pop into my inventory? I'm pretty sure it did. Maybe I'm imagining it, but I feel like that copper just materialized in my inventory. That's so funny. All right. Also, I'm remembering that in a previous episode I noticed an issue with proliferator paint. And let's see if we can address that real quick while we're here. Because I would like to see what's going on there. So it seems like maybe we're not producing enough here of this level of paint. That seems like it might be something I can fix, though. So how about we do away with a little bit of this copper line gore, if I can call it that. Now, what's going on with this line here? I need to figure out what that is, because that's just an empty line sitting in space that maybe I forgot about it at some point. Not sure. Maybe I did. It's entirely possible. All right, so if we come here... Alright, that didn't hurt copper too much. And now I might have a little bit more room for this here. Let's see. I'll need to rebuild that in a moment. I might need to just completely replace where I have this built, because I don't know that what I'm doing right now is going to work. I strongly suspect that it won't, to be completely honest. All right, I need to get sorters in my inventory, and now we place you there. Okay, and then one more thing needed. Let's go ahead and move you there. Looks like we do need to have some... oh, wow. You know one thing I never did here? I'm just now realizing this. This is one area that has not benefited from the building of these bad boys. So let's go ahead and do that, because that's an obvious opportunity. Okay, so now we're in a little bit better shape there. Okay, so that's right. Now I need to get the belt going back around. Let's see. How am I going to do that? This is janky as hell, and I kind of hate it, but I think it'll mostly kind of sort of maybe work. Yeah. Let's bring you all the way over here. Bring it around so we can just lazily bring it that way. And done. And then we just need to make sure that this is pulling from the line. Now you're an oil line. When did I delete you? Did I just do that and not realize it? Or has that been sitting that way for a long time? So that line is an oil line. It appears it's not a problem at all. Like, oil is still completely full, but how long has that been sitting? Because that's been backing up oil production from that direction for God knows how long. Alright, let's go ahead and delete you, because you're clearly no longer needed. That also would have made some of the line work that I just did a lot easier to notice that a little sooner. My attention was focused elsewhere. Clearly. The other miners in the area are done though. Okay, so we have the belts that we need. Let me empty out some of the excess resources that I'm carrying. Won't take long. I can also go ahead and make a bunch of silicon. I can make a bunch of titanium and then dump some of this stone. And there we go. Oh, hello. Hang on. You have some extra there. Grab that from you. Alright, let me dump some of the fuel that I'm carrying. It seems like antimatter's in very good shape. I'll check that before I leave just to make sure that's indeed the case, but it certainly looks that way. Which is lovely to see. It does seem like fuel is now being burned at a reliable rate again. So maybe what happened is when I went ham and deleted a bunch of the fuel power plants, I deleted more than I should have. And slowly over time, fuel backed up and then eventually stopped. And I just didn't notice. So that's possible. Alright, so how is proliferator paint doing? It looks like it's slowly making its way back through. We have some extra paint here that I can go ahead and dump onto the line, so I'll do that. Just maybe to help it back up a little bit. I doubt that that'll do very much, because we still have so much down the line that gets proliferated. But that'll help it move through like that. It just seems like yeah, I'm going to need to expand this and honestly relocate it to another location. My proliferator operation on this planet. So that's not something for this episode, but it might be something for the next one. And I might just pick a location where there's nothing built and have like a wider, more efficient production array set up. But before we let any more time pass, because we're at the 25-minute mark here, I'm going to go back Because I did say that I would return quickly, and then noticed a few problems, and now I've been here for like 10 minutes, or 15, or 20. So let's go to Leonis Minoris and finish what we started, because this is going to be fantastic. Notice how small of a concern power for Icarus / Invictus has been since we got the dark matter cells, or the antimatter cells installed. It's amazing how much of a difference it makes. I don't know that they'll ever add anything beyond that, but in order for that to even be relevant, they would have to introduce additional systems which are more of a power draw. All right, proper atmospheric entry there. Okay, let's go get this done. Where are we? Perfect. Didn't mean to fly right to it, but I did. All right, so now we just need electromagnetic turbines to be produced, which I think I do want to have these wires run, or these lines run a little bit longer, which ironically like makes me want to build another blueprint, but it's okay, I'll just do this. It's fine. I think what I'll do is bring them all the way over here. This is absolutely insane. Because I want to be able to come back here later and add just copious amounts of these producers in such a way that these lines go around the entire planet quickly and easily. This is a very similar design philosophy to what I'm going to use in Leonis Minoris 2, coincidentally enough, when we get the refinery operation working there, which will ensure that we have enough hydrogen and oil for a long time to come. And I'm really primed and ready to do that in a lot of ways as well, so that's nice. So now let's get a splitter set up, similarly to what we did for some of our other resources. Connect you. And then we'll have you come out and down. And then around like so. And now we're at the moment of truth, because right at this particular spot on the planet is where we're just going to have tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of these electromagnetic turbines being produced. Right here. It's going to be great. All right, so I'll go ahead and start with just 10 producers. But I want to have you here. That's going to be the output belts. And we'll send that up to the North Pole when we're done. Output, input, input, and recipe. Build, you know what? Let's go ahead and build 13. So there's 14 total. And then to make sure they're all powered, we will do something like this. Same thing, just need to bring this back over here. We're going to run these back around the planet. I will need to check the power situation in just a moment, but I'm feeling pretty good. Man, that's close. It's frustratingly close. I'll tell you what I can do with that, though. I can place you there and delete you. Perfect. All right, so power, how we doing? We're actually okay. That's surprising. And we are outputting. We have output. And now this is going to be interesting because I want this line to run like good and straight around a lot of the planet for a bit, but at some point I do want it also to curve up. So I'm going to extend this a good long ways. Oh, nice. What a coincidence. We just found our metal line. So we have gone around the planet with this production apparatus already. Kind of. All right, so I called it metal again, didn't I? Iron line. We found our iron line. Check this out. There's already a ton of them on the line too, so I can probably do more, but what I want to do is kind of keep an eye on how much all of these resources are being consumed. Alright, I think what I'll do is right about here. We're going to build a splitter. Actually, no, we're not going to build a splitter. It's just going to go straight up. It's going to go all the way up. You know what? Even better. Even better. I take it back. We're going to use this line here, because that way we know we've got a straight line. I happen to note that thick longitudinal line. That long autosave. That's going to happen more and more. Nice. This is going to go right over the lava, which is just satisfying in its own way. And we will have to move the line slightly, which is fine. And then reconnect you. You know what? No, just go straight in. There you go. And now this is a remote supply, so these should start disappearing quickly off of the planet. You'll see the first shipment get grabbed in just a second. I think 500 is still the mark. Maybe 600? Oh, interesting. They've actually stopped flowing in readily. Maybe it's 700 now. Or maybe it's... You know what? I think it might be 8. I think it might be 8 right now. So we'll watch this for a moment. Notice, by the way, research is still moving along quite nicely. We can queue up some additional technologies soon. I think some of the technologies I have queued up. Yeah, there are a few, one, that still uses basic cubes without using universe matrices. All right, so I think when this hits 800, we'll see the shipment leave. I could change the minimum load of vessels, and that would help. I'm not going to worry about it, though. Yep, there they go. That is our first export from this world, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to Alpha Andromeda 2, because we have to solve our proliferator problem, and that'll be a lovely thing to work on in the next episode. We can probably knock that out relatively quickly. But while we're there, we'll be able to see how those turbines are piling up, and then maybe come back and take a look at the health of the entire production chain that I just set up, because I'm kind of rushing away before checking to see how the resources balance out, the inputs and the outputs. I'm just happy to have that working. But obviously what I've just built is designed to be added to easily, as compared to what we've had to do in Alpha Andromeda 4, which has been a lot more painstaking for the entire series. It's the beauty of getting this far in DSP, is that you can just lay down these elaborate machines quickly on other planets in ways that are incredibly satisfying. Alright, so it does seem like we're full on graphene, which again is going to slow down... That is going to slow down production of hydrogen specifically. And I need to address that. Let's see. Graphene is being outputted. Yeah. I mean, I could have a second storage for it, but that's just a stopgap. One of the main ways to actually fix the problem is to have some graphene burned off, because graphene burns super fast. And yes, it can be burned. I haven't done it yet this series, but it's totally possible. So, tell you what, let's arrange for that. What are we short on? Oh, yeah. Okay. Fine. Fine. It's fine. I need some electromagnets. Some of these magnetic coils. I don't know why magnetic coil is so difficult to remember. I always want to think electromagnet or magnetic ring. Magnetic coil, because of the coiled copper around the magnet. Mental note. Let's see. Where are you? There you are. Oh, perfect. I need to build a bunch more of these anyway. So this is going to make us build a bunch of gears manually, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and replace some of these. Yeah, I've got a ton of graphene in my inventory too, but we might be able to burn off some of the excess graphene. We might also be able to do so on other planets that need the power, because Alpha Andromeda doesn't need the power. We would be burning it here just for the sake of getting rid of it, which I don't love that idea. But it's a way to cope with the problem. It does seem like graphene's moving now, interestingly enough. So maybe it kind of stops and starts. Let's do 5. Yeah, see, the problem here is that it burns so fast. Look at how fast it burns. It burns so fast that you can't even really chain power plants like that on a line that's producing it. You have to put them like side by side like this, which is crazy to me. All right, do you need to be there? No, you don't. You're completely unnecessary. Go away. All right, what I'll be curious about is, does any graphene make it past those power plants now? I would guess probably not. All right, so let's just have those 2, because they burn so fast. It's just a good way to deal with this problem, but I don't want all of the graphene to get chewed up. So let's see how that does. I might just use the 1, because it's so fast. Because I'm noticing so little graphene. Yeah, let's do that. I'm noticing so little graphene getting past the second one. Let's just use the 1 and see if that doesn't help keep things flowing here. Gonna stop, because we're approaching the 40-minute mark. Holy crap. This game is so much fun. On the next episode of Alpha Andromeda, what we're going to be working on is over here. I can tell that the situation has slightly improved. I don't know that it does seem like a lot of these are actually running now. This one looks like is the one that is filling up. So maybe, just maybe, hang on, let's take a quick look. That one's running too. Let's follow the paint. All right, maybe this is the one that's currently filling up. It is. So it does seem like we are once again meeting our quota, but I would like to produce more proliferator paint, because there are more things we can proliferate on this planet. And if I set it up sooner than later, well, I can't in this series because it's obviously very late, but if I set it up, yes, I would like to dismantle that because it's no longer functional. Thank you. If I set it up, then we'll not only be able to fix the issue that we were having where we noticed we were running out of proliferator paint, but we can proliferate a bunch of additional things. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at noon, US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.